research with the ultimate goal of achieving justice and alleviating inequality. I also bring you greetings as a daughter of Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, which is encapsulated within Congressman John Lewis's 5th Congressional District. I also bring greetings as a queer, single black mother to a black son who struggles to complete his own college education and to find a place in this segregated society in which his talents and intelligence are woefully underappreciated. With introductions now complete, I say to you that if you desire the support of black women in this struggle, you will need to attend to the issues that are concerning to us. Black men and women are being brutalized by policemen on America's streets. The killing of black men is only part and parcel for a long line of demeaning occurrences that the black man experiences over his lifetime from the very moment that he leaves the black woman's womb. Please hear this. Black boys are being institutionally, psychologically emasculated at very young ages. Black boys and girls attend schools that are woefully underfunded and ill-resourced. And even in integrated schools, black boys are institutionally tracked into lower achievement courses that do not adequately prepare them for higher learning. They are experiencing microaggressions by majority teachers and administrators and called out and suspended more than white boys for the same offenses. At every turn, young black boys and men are systematically deprived of the resources they need to succeed in America. These men are part of black women's support systems. They are our partners. They are our brothers. They are our fathers, and they are our sons. Somehow, people seem to forget that Amadou Diallo had a mother, that Trayvon Martin had a mother, that Eric Gardner left a widow and 2 proud, intelligent black daughters that needed him so very badly. I am told that the platform for this Women's March now supports increased accountability for perpetrators of police brutality and racial profiling, demanding the demilitarization of American law enforcement and an end to mass incarceration. It calls now for comprehensive anti-discrimination protections. And I say, well now, it's about time. Because you see, the women's movement in America has, for over 175 years, avoided the issue of race and refused to honor the concerns of black women. In 1851, Sojourner Truth asked white organizers of the women's suffrage movement, "Ain't I a woman?" And still the women's movement refused to include black women in their movement toward equal rights. It is about time. 112 years later, in 1963, Fannie Lou Hamer testified before Congress because not only was she still not allowed the same right to vote that white women had received, but white policemen had beat her repeatedly and then ordered male inmates to continue beating her to within an inch of her life, all for daring to assume that she could assume the same right to vote. Equal rights are not equal unless they apply to all of us. According to twice the percentage of black women now reside in poverty than the percentage of those who are white women. More than twice that percentage. It's 12% for white women living in poverty and 26% for black women living in poverty. And we are here to say that even 12% is too high. Feminist economists note that black women earn on average 70% less than similarly skilled white women. In short, black women receive more.
Hey, so thanks for joining me. I'm just going to move and find my recorder for the hacking. You can still hear that. She's back here somewhere. There's a whole lot of people.
I saw you from over there. Come on. I think
And growing earnings inequality in general. Now, but how am I to respond when all of the women I get into a beautiful city, young black women tell me of their perceptions of employment discrimination here in Chico?
I didn't know what they were doing.
How am I to feel when they tell me that their applications are dismissed, that they do not receive callbacks or interviews? And this is not in Sacramento. This is not in New York or Chicago. This is right here in your home and mine in Chico. Though ramifications of the Black Lives Matter movement are based on many urban spaces, we do not forget that racial discrimination and institutional racism also occur in small, local spaces. Founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, 3 black queer women themselves, have stated that black people cry out in defense of our lives, which are uniquely, systematically, and savagely targeted by the state. We ask that all women stand with us in affirming black lives. And to be clear, when we say Black Lives Matter, we are broadening the conversation around state violence to include all of the ways in which black people are intentionally left powerless at the hands of the state. We are talking about the ways in which black lives are deprived of our basic human rights and dignity. Here are all the contentions of the Black Lives Matter movement: that black poverty and genocide is state violence, that 2.8 million black people are locked in cages in this country, and this is state violence, that black women bear the psychological and economic burden of a relentless assault on our children and families, and this is state violence, that black, queer, and trans people bear a unique burden from a heteropatriarchal society that disposes of us like garbage and simultaneously fetishizes us and then profits off of us. This is state violence. That 500,000 black people in the United States are undocumented immigrants and relegated to the shadows. That black girls are used as negotiating chips during times of conflict and war. We are committed to building a black woman affirming space free from sexism, misogyny, male-centeredness, and economic inequality. Equal rights are not equal unless they apply to all of us. We affirm black people's contributions to this society, to our humanity, and our resilience in the face of deadly oppression. We affirm that all black lives matter. And when we can
it's getting a little nippy out, but I'm feeling warm in my heart. Give it up one more time for Lisa Johnson. That was amazing and truly reflects how powerful it is to be a part of this movement. Because this is not just some sort of made-up, politically correct, I'm whining sort of thing. This is the buildup of oppression that has crossed decades and centuries of the foundation of this country. Will we continue to stand for that? Now, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Thank you. The most powerful voices are the ones that are able to speak their truths against such oppression. The ones that are able to fight for their rights, despite being shut down every turn they take, despite being killed if they take it too far. But we will not stand for another one of our humans of this earth who are fighting for equity to be shot down in the name of the patriarchal structure. So the next speaker we have is on behalf of the Bethel AME Church. The Bethel AME Church is a historical presence in Chico, and they are here to show their support because we are all a part of this movement, both those who are affected and the allies. And with those allies present, acknowledging the significance of this, we are capable of moving forward and showing the rest of the world how powerful we can be. So it is my pleasure to introduce Virginia Walker.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be standing in for the pastor at Bethel AME Church, Pastor Loretta Dickerson. She couldn't be here today. She's a powerful, strong woman. I also speak on behalf of the women of Bethel and the men who firmly believe in human rights, and we honor the history of our historical landmark, over 100 years of presence in Chico, an AME church that is a sister church to that church that was attacked in South Carolina. So I'm going to read to you, and I hope that it is something that will lift our spirits, reinforce our commitment that women's rights are human rights, and that we don't stand with the agenda that our president put before us yesterday, and we know that it's in our hands to let that be known. And before I came down here today, I just have to tell you, I was glued to CNN today. This is happening around the world. Not just in the U.S., it's in Australia, it's in Mexico City, it's in Japan, it's everywhere. The voices are speaking out. So I'm honored to read this poem by Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may tread me in the very dirt, but still like dust. To set you, why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides. Just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise? that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs. Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain I rise. I am black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me. I think that's probably a good place to end this broadcast right now. This will be going on for a couple more hours. You're welcome to come down to City Plaza and join me.